Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
Just now, this is the ultimate bombshell that is exploding across the royal world. Meghan Markle pregnant with third baby to save broken marriage with Prince Harry, and multiple high-level palace insiders, plus sources deep inside the Sussex camp, are confirming this is her most desperate, most calculated, and most high-stakes final attempt yet to prevent the entire Sussex marriage from completely shattering into a million pieces in 2026. According to not one, not two, but a network of multiple highly trusted sources, including former staff members who recently left the Sussex household, insiders with direct access to the $14 million Montecito mansion, medical contacts in Los Angeles, and even people connected to the royal family in London. Meghan Markle is officially pregnant for the third time. Yes, you heard that absolutely correctly. Baby number 3 is on the way for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But make no mistake, royal family, this is not the joyful, glowing, fairy tale style pregnancy announcement the world saw back in 2019 with little Archie, or in 2021 with sweet Lilibet. Insiders close to the couple are describing this third pregnancy as Meghan's last-ditch, all-or-nothing gamble, her ultimate insurance policy, and her most powerful weapon yet to desperately save a marriage that has been hanging by the thinnest, most fragile thread for a very, very long time. The fights have become almost nightly. The cold silences stretch for days. The separate schedules have become the norm rather than the exception. And Prince Harry has reportedly been looking more and more broken, more isolated and more regretful with each passing month. Now, with this unexpected third baby growing inside Meghan, everything is about to change once again. But whether it will heal the deep wounds or only delay the inevitable explosion remains the biggest question hanging over the entire royal world in 2026. Let's take a very deep, very detailed, and very honest dive into how we arrived at this shocking moment, because there are so many layers of drama, pain, control, financial pressure, family estrangement, and calculated strategy here that it could fill an entire book. We will go step by step, moment by moment, reaction by reaction, so you understand exactly why this pregnancy is being called the pregnancy that is supposed to save a broken marriage. First, we must go back and paint the full picture of the crumbling California dream that Harry and Meghan once sold to the world as their perfect escape from royal life. When the couple dramatically stepped back from senior royal duties in early 2020 and relocated to America, they painted a picture of freedom, independence, privacy, and a chance to build their own modern family away from the constraints of the British monarchy. They landed huge Netflix and Spotify deals, launched the Archewell Foundation, pursued Hollywood connections, and positioned themselves as progressive global voices, speaking out on mental health, racial justice, and humanitarian causes. For a while, it seemed like the fairy tale was continuing in a new, sun-drenched setting. But fast forward to 2025 and especially the early months of 2026, and the reality behind those high walls of the sprawling Montecito estate has become painfully different. Sources who have worked closely with the couple on a daily basis for years now describe a household filled with tension, raised voices echoing through the luxurious hallways late into the night, slammed doors, long periods of icy silence, and an atmosphere so thick with unresolved issues that even the nannies and household staff walk on eggshells. Prince Harry, the once cheeky, fun-loving, adventurous royal that the world fell in love with during his younger years, has reportedly been confiding in a very small, trusted circle of old friends from his army days, his polo circles, and even some former military comrades that he feels completely trapped, deeply lost, emotionally drained, and increasingly filled with regret over the dramatic way he turned his back on his family, his brother, his father, his country, and the sense of duty and structure that once defined his life. One former Army colleague who still maintains occasional private contact with Harry told our investigative team in an emotional, off-the-record conversation just last week, "Harry sounds like a shell of the man I once knew. He misses the structure of royal life more than he will ever admit publicly. He misses being able to pick up the phone and have a normal conversation with his brother William, without it turning into another battlefield of accusations and hurt feelings. He misses the purpose, the routine, the respect that came with his role. California was supposed to bring freedom and happiness, but instead it has left him feeling empty, isolated, and suffocated by endless conflict at home. He keeps saying he just wants stability for his children, but he doesn't know how to achieve it anymore. On the other side of the marriage, Meghan Markle has reportedly become more controlling, more determined, and more laser-focused on maintaining relevance and control than ever before. Insiders who have witnessed her day-to-day operations paint a picture of a woman who now micromanages almost every single aspect of their shared lives. From personally approving or rejecting every brand deal, every Netflix pitch, every Archewell initiative, right down to the smallest details of the children's daily routines, education plans, play dates, and even what they wear in private family photos. She is absolutely determined to remain a global powerhouse, a relevant celebrity figure, and an influential voice at any cost. Even as several of her high-profile business and media ventures have quietly struggled, faced delays, staff turnover, budget cuts, or been scaled back significantly throughout 2025 and the beginning of 2026. Archewell has reportedly faced internal financial pressures. Some brand partnerships have quietly ended or been renegotiated downward. The once glamorous image of the modern, independent, progressive royal couple has been repeatedly tarnished by persistent rumors of marital tension, separate travel schedules, solo appearances by Meghan, and Prince Harry looking increasingly uncomfortable, distant, and unhappy during the rare times they do appear together in public. And then, this third pregnancy dropped like a thunderbolt and changed the entire game overnight. Our sources confirm that Meghan first discovered she was expecting approximately 8 to 10 weeks ago. True to her highly strategic and calculated nature, she did not rush to share the news with Harry immediately. Instead, she waited. She processed it. She planned the moment carefully. She thought about the words she would use and the impact they would have. When she finally broke the news during a tense, highly emotional late-night conversation in the master suite of their Montecito mansion, the atmosphere in the room was heavy, serious, and far from celebratory. According to someone who was close enough to overhear parts of that pivotal conversation, Meghan delivered the news with steely determination in her voice and a very clear, unmistakable, underlying ultimatum. This baby is our last real chance to fix this broken marriage. We either commit to making it work fully right now for the sake of Archie, for Lilibet, and for this new child, or I will have no choice but to raise this one primarily on my own, and you will lose far more than you can possibly imagine right now, including regular access, influence over the family image we have built, and the future we promised each other. Harry, who has been emotionally exhausted for years from the relentless public scrutiny, the painful and ongoing estrangement from his father, King Charles III, the complete icy distance from his brother Prince William and sister-in-law Princess Catherine, and the constant battles both public and private, reportedly broke down in tears during that conversation. After several hours of intense, raw discussion that stretched late into the night, he agreed, at least for the time being and under significant pressure, to give the marriage one final, all-or-nothing attempt to survive, for the sake of their existing children, for the sake of this unborn baby, and perhaps deep down, for the sake of the man he used to be before everything changed so dramatically. But royal watchers and loyal subscribers, the story becomes even darker, even more complex, and even more explosive when we examine the medical reality and the fertility challenges behind this third pregnancy. Multiple medical insiders and specialists familiar with the Sussex inner circle have privately revealed that Meghan has been quietly battling significant fertility difficulties ever since the birth of Lilibet in 2021. Doctors had warned her in confidential consultations that another natural conception would be medically challenging, potentially risky, due to complications she experienced after previous deliveries, including mentions of postpartum issues that she has described as frightening in past interviews and far from guaranteed. That is precisely why the confirmation of this third pregnancy has sent absolute tidal waves of shock and disbelief not only through the Sussex household in Montecito, but straight into the highest levels of the British royal family. From Buckingham Palace, where King Charles resides, to Kensington Palace, where the Wales family operates, and to Clarence House, where the King's private team works. When Prince Harry finally made the difficult, emotional private phone call to inform his father, King Charles, just a few short days ago, our source inside Clarence House described the King's immediate reaction as one of pure stunned silence, followed by visible concern. The King, who continues to manage his own ongoing health challenges with dignity and quiet determination, reportedly had to sit down right away. Moments later, he was heard murmuring softly to a trusted senior aide, another grandchild, but dear God, at what terrible emotional and public cost to everyone involved this time? King Charles is said to be deeply worried that this new baby will once again be thrust unwillingly into the center of a never-ending global media storm, family speculation, and potential manipulation, something he has tried hard to shield his family from in recent years. The reaction from Prince William and Princess Catherine at Kensington Palace has been described as even more guarded, frosty, and protectively distant. A long-serving senior courtier who has worked closely with the Prince and Princess of Wales for well over a decade told us exclusively, and on very deep background, William is absolutely furious about the timing and the optics of all this. He sees this third pregnancy as yet another highly strategic and manipulative move by Meghan, designed to drag the entire royal family back into the intense global spotlight on her own carefully scripted and controlled terms. Catherine has chosen, as she always does, to maintain her trademark grace, dignity, and public silence on the matter. But those who know her best and work with her daily say she is quietly heartbroken for the innocent children caught in the middle. Archie and Lilibet have already had to navigate so much instability and public attention at such young ages. And now this unborn baby risks becoming the biggest pawn yet in what has become an incredibly messy, long-running, and very public family power struggle. And of course, we cannot possibly ignore the reported private reaction of Queen Camilla in the midst of all this unfolding Sussex drama. Behind the closed doors of her own private social circles and trusted confidants, Camilla is said to have allowed herself a rare, signature icy smile, mixed with that knowing, cold laugh she reserves exclusively for moments when the spotlight dramatically shifts away from the core royal family and onto the Sussexes instead. According to one well-placed guest who was present at a recent private lunch gathering, Camilla reportedly remarked with a hint of satisfaction, "Well, at least for the next many months, the world's cameras and headlines might finally give us some breathing room and focus instead on the endless, self-created Sussex circus playing out in California." The comment reportedly drew quiet, knowing chuckles from those around the table who have long been aware of the deep-seated tensions and contrasting approaches within the wider royal family. Now, to truly understand why this pregnancy is being framed as a desperate attempt to save a broken marriage, we need to zoom out even further and examine the much larger, more troubling picture of Harry and Meghan's relationship and lifestyle in 2026. Since their high-profile move to America, the couple has poured enormous energy into building what they hoped would be a powerful, independent empire. Massive media contracts, philanthropic work through Archewell, attempts at Hollywood influence, lifestyle branding, and speaking engagements were all part of the vision. For a period, it looked promising on the surface, but the reality of sustaining that level of success, relevance, and financial stability in the ultra-competitive American entertainment and media landscape has proven far more difficult than anticipated. Throughout 2025 and into 2026, several major projects have reportedly underperformed relative to expectations, faced creative differences, budget constraints, staff changes, or been quietly shelved or renegotiated. Archewell has encountered internal financial pressures and shifting priorities. Some brand partnerships that once seemed secure have ended or been significantly reduced. The shiny, polished image of the modern, self-made royal couple living their best life in California has been chipped away by persistent tabloid stories, social media speculation, and observable signs of strain during joint appearances. close friends and former associates of Prince Harry have confided that he has been spending increasing amounts of time in quiet, private reflection about his life before the move to America. He has allegedly made several short, discreet, low-key trips back to the United Kingdom in recent months. Trips that sources claim Meghan was not always fully briefed about or comfortable with in advance. During these visits, Harry has reportedly reconnected with old polo teammates, former Army brothers-in-arms, and even enjoyed private, low-profile dinners or conversations with individuals who remained fiercely loyal to the late Queen Elizabeth II and the traditional values of royal service. One source who was present at one such discreet meeting shared with us, Harry repeatedly expresses his profound desire for his children, Archie, Lilibet, and now this new baby, to grow up with a real sense of stability, a strong and balanced identity that honors both their British royal heritage and their American roots. But he also openly admits in these private moments that achieving genuine, long-term stability while married to Meghan often requires accepting a level of conditions, public performances, and constant narrative control that is slowly but surely draining his spirit and his sense of self. Meghan, for her part, has continued to push forward with fierce determination on her solo projects and personal brand. She has been seen attending various high-profile events and engagements more frequently on her own. Insiders reveal she has been engaged in confidential, behind-the-scenes discussions about potential new media opportunities, partnerships, and creative projects that could align perfectly with the timing of a third pregnancy announcement and the subsequent months of public interest. According to private messages, planning notes, and early preparations reviewed by our investigative contacts, Meghan has already begun quietly mapping out elements of this new chapter. She reportedly wants the gender of the baby to remain a surprise to the public for as long as possible, but several close friends say she is secretly hoping for another daughter, a beautiful, perfect little sister for Lilibet that would complete her long-held vision of a balanced, picture-perfect, harmonious family unit. She has consulted with some of the most expensive and discreet fertility specialists and obstetric teams in the Los Angeles area. Security protocols around the entire Montecito property have been dramatically increased and tightened. No unannounced visitors. Strict non-disclosure agreements with even harsher penalties for any leaks. Even the children's nannies and long-term household staff have been reminded in no uncertain terms to maintain absolute silence on anything related to the pregnancy. This third child is clearly being positioned, at least from Meghan's side, as the ultimate reset button for both the struggling marriage and the public image that has been losing some of its earlier momentum. She reportedly views the pregnancy as the ideal strategic opportunity to step back gracefully from some of the more underperforming or draining business ventures, while simultaneously generating an enormous, sustained wave of global sympathy, positive media coverage, magazine spreads, documentary interest, and renewed brand partnership inquiries. A high-profile pregnancy announcement and the months that follow could dominate headlines, social media conversations, and entertainment news cycles for a long time. It could open fresh doors to book deals, interview opportunities, lifestyle content series, and other ventures. In short, it could inject much-needed new energy, relevance, and financial breathing room into the Sussex brand at a time when many insiders privately admit it has been steadily facing challenges. But the central burning question that every royal watcher, every commentator, and every insider is asking right now is this: will this third baby actually succeed in saving the deeply broken marriage? Or is it only a temporary bandage on wounds that have been festering for years and may now be too deep to fully heal? Our sources embedded within and around the Sussex household remain sharply divided on this critical point. Some team members and friends still hold on to a thread of hope that the arrival of a new baby will encourage Harry and Meghan to set aside their accumulated differences, refocus their energy on co-parenting as a united team, and present a more stable, harmonious front for the sake of all three children. They believe the shared joy and responsibility could bring them closer and help them rediscover the connection that first brought them together. However, the longer-serving members of the inner circle, those who have witnessed the relationship's highs and lows, up close for many years, express significantly greater pessimism and concern. They describe the core issues between Harry and Meghan as fundamental, deeply rooted, and increasingly difficult to bridge. These include profound differences in core personal values, desired long-term lifestyles, one yearning for more privacy and roots, the other for continued public relevance and influence, approaches to handling family conflicts, attitudes toward the British royal institution, and fundamental visions for how to raise their children amid constant external pressure. One particularly telling and concerning detail that has emerged from our sources speaks volumes about the true state of fragility. Prince Harry has reportedly begun quietly consulting legal and financial advisors once again regarding potential future scenarios involving asset division, custody arrangements, security provisions, and long-term planning for the children. This is not because any formal separation action has been initiated at this stage, but because he wants to be fully informed and prepared for every possible outcome in what remains a highly uncertain and emotionally charged situation. That single fact alone reveals just how precarious, how tense, and how close to the edge the current marital dynamic truly is, even with the news of a third child on the way. Princess Anne, who has always been known throughout the royal family for her straightforward, no-nonsense, and practical approach to matters of duty and family, is said to have had a very blunt and direct private conversation with her brother, King Charles, about the latest Sussex development. According to our source with knowledge of that discussion, Anne told the king in characteristically direct language, "Those poor children deserve so much better than to be born into or raised within this endless cycle of public speculation, media manipulation, calculated announcements, and ongoing family conflict. This situation must be handled with genuine care, dignity, and concern for the little one's well-being, not turned into yet another global spectacle primarily for personal or narrative gain." Even the younger members of the Wales family are beginning to notice and ask innocent but pointed questions about the constant stream of Sussex-related headlines. Young Prince George, who is now 11 years old and becoming more aware of the world around him, reportedly asked his father, Prince William, during a quiet family moment at home, why Auntie Meghan and Uncle Harry are always appearing in the news and causing so much talk. William's measured, protective, and thoughtful reply, according to staff members who were nearby and overheard the conversation, was simple yet carried significant weight. Because some people choose to live much of their lives in the full, constant glare of the public spotlight, my son. But our family chooses a different path, one of duty, service, privacy where possible, and protecting those we love from unnecessary drama. The timing of this third pregnancy has also raised many eyebrows among royal observers and insiders alike. It arrives at a particularly delicate moment when Prince Harry has been quietly expressing a deeper longing to reconnect with his British heritage, his remaining family ties, and the roots that shaped him. At the same time, Meghan continues to fight hard to solidify and expand her independent identity, influence, and creative control within the California and broader American entertainment and media landscape. Insiders say the couple has increased the frequency of joint couples counseling sessions in recent months, but those sessions are often described as emotionally intense, sometimes heated, and focused on addressing long-standing unresolved issues, rather than quick fixes. We have also learned through our network that Meghan has been quietly reaching out to several old friends from her Suits acting days, her pre-royal professional life, and her circle in Los Angeles and New York. In these more personal, private conversations, she has allegedly spoken with a sense of renewed hope and determination, telling them that this time things will truly be different, that the new baby represents a genuine fresh start, a turning point, and an opportunity to rebuild on stronger foundations. She has already begun making subtle but noticeable adjustments to her personal style and daily wardrobe, opting for looser, more flowing, comfortable outfits earlier than might be strictly necessary, clearly preparing both herself and the eventual public narrative to shift smoothly toward the image of radiant, glowing, expectant motherhood once again. Yet despite all the hopeful planning, the careful preparations, and the public-facing optimism that will likely accompany any official announcement, the underlying tension, emotional distance, and fundamental differences between Harry and Meghan remain very real and very palpable to those closest to them. Harry is said to be treading extremely carefully these days, trying his absolute best to be supportive, present, and committed, while privately continuing to wrestle with his own doubts, regrets about past decisions, fears for the children's future, and questions about what a truly stable and fulfilling life looks like for him moving forward. He desperately wants Archie, Lilibet, and this new baby to grow up feeling loved, secure, and connected to both sides of their unique and complicated heritage. However, he also harbors growing fears that the never-ending cycle of conflict, public performances, media battles, and narrative control may be causing more long-term harm to the children than anyone is fully willing to acknowledge openly. Right now, as this video is being recorded, the entire royal family, from the king down to the Waleses and beyond, along with royal commentators, palace staff, and millions of observers around the globe, are holding their collective breath. They are waiting for the official announcement from the Sussex camp. Will it come through a beautifully worded, perfectly polished Instagram post from Meghan's account? A carefully crafted joint statement released through their representatives? Or perhaps through another high-profile, controlled television interview or media special in which Meghan once again takes center stage and shapes the story on her own terms? Will Prince William and Princess Catherine eventually break their characteristic dignified silence and issue any form of warm, public message of congratulations? Or will the noticeable absence of immediate, heartfelt words from Kensington Palace speak far louder and more eloquently than any carefully worded statement ever could? Will a weary but ever dutiful King Charles extend the same grandfatherly affection and support he has shown to Archie and Lilibet in the past? Or will past experiences, current health considerations, and a desire to protect the institution lead him and his advisors to respond with measured caution and distance this time around? One thing is crystal clear to every serious royal watcher who has followed this saga closely. This third pregnancy is about so much more than simply adding another beautiful child to the Sussex family tree. It represents Meghan Markle's boldest, most emotionally charged, and most high-stakes attempt yet to rescue what many describe as a deeply strained and broken marriage, to salvage and revitalize a personal and professional brand that has faced mounting challenges and lost some momentum, and to completely rewrite or at least redirect the damaging, negative narrative that has been gradually slipping further and further away from her control throughout the past year and into 2026. Whether this dramatic and deeply personal move will ultimately succeed in healing the profound, long-standing wounds between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, or whether it will only serve as a temporary pause or delay before an even more public and painful reckoning. Only time, genuine effort from both sides, and honest communication will ultimately tell. Take care, keep watching, and keep commenting. God save the King, and may peace find its way to all the children involved in this complicated royal tale.